What is going on, everyone? It's Nick, and I'm finally back. Haven't uploaded in a few days, but finally back now. I was supposed to get my COVID shot the day of Game 5 of the Bucks-Hawks series, and then I had a really bad mishap that stopped me, and then had another obligation during Game 6, so yeah, I didn't get to watch those games. But I'm going to come at you with the NBA Finals preview. Before we begin, please remember to like the video. It only takes 1 second. Really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you could please subscribe, that'd be much appreciated. I'm on the road to 500. That'll get me halfway towards monetization. And I cover baseball and football on this channel too. These last couple of months, it's mostly been basketball, but I do baseball and football content too. I already have some videos on those sports too if you want to check those out. And also, if you could please hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads, that'd be much appreciated. So on with this NBA Finals preview, and something I wanted to do sooner, but after getting my COVID vaccine yesterday, I was feeling out of it, and my shoulder that I got the shot in was really sore, so just couldn't do it. So here I am doing it now. It's kind of a last minute thing, so hopefully I can give you the best quality content I could possibly give you. So here we go with this year's NBA Finals preview. So the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Phoenix Suns are in it for the first time since 1993, the year I was born, although my mom was still pregnant with me during the time of those finals, and it was Charles Barkley's MVP season. And the Bucks are in it for the first time since 1974, when they were led by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson. And fun fact, both teams lost the last time that they were in the finals. Also, another fun fact, I'll show you a tweet from Dime Dropper right here. And I hope you guys, if you haven't seen him yet, please subscribe to him as well. He gives out really amazing content. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. And alright, so while the Suns are trying to win their first ever championship, the Bucks are trying to win their first one since 1971. And since my recap videos have not been getting a lot of views at all, I'll change it up a little bit and I'll go with the series preview, see how this one goes. Hopefully this one will get me enough views for me to be satisfied. Now, is it fair to say that luck played a role in these teams getting here because of all the injuries? Yes, absolutely. But will I bash these teams because of that? No, absolutely not, because they can't control what other teams do, and they control their own destiny. And also, plenty of other championship teams from the past have also benefited from other teams getting injured. But also, congratulations to the Atlanta Hawks on their Cinderella run. You can say me picking the Knicks to win that first round series was a homer pick. I guess that's fair, but in my defense, that definitely wasn't a hot take or a bold prediction at the time. And then they went on to beat the top seeded Philadelphia 76ers. Also something which most of us didn't expect to happen, if not any of us. And if you want to watch my video about that, card up there, so feel free to watch that too. So now, Kenny Beecham brought this up, and I feel it 100%. Trae Young went from being one of the most hated NBA players because of all the foul baiting, but for him to accomplish what he did in his first ever playoff run at his age, I think he earned a lot of people's respect. But next year, with the new rules in place, we'll see how he does. But in this year's playoffs, he was able to lower his turnover percentage with the higher usage rate. So for now, definitely got to show him some love for taking the Hawks further than they were expected, and also got to show Nate McMillan some love for how much he's turned this team around. That extension that he just got is very well deserved. So gonna clap it up for you, Nate McMillan. And unlike the last Hawks team that made the conference finals, this team has a legit franchise player in Trae Young, and now have a foundation for the future. I still wouldn't guarantee that they'll be back in the conference finals next year. We'll have to see what happens in the offseason, but I certainly won't be surprised if the Hawks are back in the conference finals or even make the finals next season. So I already gave my flowers to the Clippers last video. I don't think I really need to go through that again, so let's just get on with this. Although, as you know from what I said earlier, I did not get to watch the last two games of the Eastern Conference Finals. But I did hear that Brook Lopez looked like prime Shaq in Game 5 without Giannis. So, with this series, we know about the deadly backcourt that the Suns have with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Although, guys, let's please chill out with calling Devin Booker the next Kobe. He may have some of that Mamba mentality in him, but to go as far as saying he is the next Kobe, with all due respect to Devin Booker, let's chill. Let Devin Booker be Devin Booker, okay? And to be the next Kobe, that's an enormous amount of pressure. Kobe is one of a kind. We all know that. So let's try not to put that kind of pressure on anybody, no matter how good he is, okay? And we talk about this on Dime Dropper, and also another fellow NBA YouTuber, Double D Worth, mentioned it in his last video. So yeah, again, please check Dime Dropper out. Also, Double D Worth, another good NBA YouTuber I would recommend. There is no question Chris Paul has elevated the Phoenix Suns. But let's also please stop acting like he taught the whole team how to play basketball. The team was 8-0 in the bubble and almost made the playoffs with DeAndre Ayton missing half the season. Devin Booker was already a star player by last year. Or even before that, I could say. He just made his first All-Star game last year. And DeAndre Ayton is coming along real nicely as well. He also fits well with the Suns' backcourt because he doesn't need the ball so much to be effective. His usage rate is just 18.1%. Well, this year's usage rate. Jay Crowder affects winning no matter where he goes, and we can expect some of what he did against Giannis defensively in the bubble last year. He is also the only player from either team to have any finals experience at all, and as we know, he was on that Heat team that made it last year. And Cam Payne, yeah, he is nice off the dribble and he can shoot, and he really stepped it up in those 2 games that Chris Paul was missing because of COVID in the conference finals. And not only did the Suns get DeAndre Ayton in the 2018 draft, they also got Mikal Bridges in a draft day trade with the Sixers. And what the hell were the Sixers thinking? Trading Michael Carter-Williams would have been such a great move for them if it wasn't for nothing, because you traded Mikal Bridges, one of the better 3-and-D players in the league. Although he hasn't really shot the 3 particularly well in the conference finals, but for the most part, yes, he's a really good 3-and-D player. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, well, west of Philadelphia, played college ball at Villanova, and his mom works for the Sixers, and still you trade him for Zaire Smith. And what has Zaire Smith done for you? You know, apparently Elton Brand was a puppet as the GM, but whoever really was the one in charge, yeah, you shouldn't have any part in being a basketball executive ever again. For all the boneheaded moves that you made prior to Daryl Morey coming in. I also have to give a shout out to Monty Williams for the journey he's been on. I thought the Pelicans did him dirty when they fired him. And he had to go through something that you can't even wish on your worst enemy. His wife dying in a car accident with 3 of their kids in the car. Just horrible. But for him to overcome that and still do the job that he's doing is absolutely remarkable. Now for the Bucks, let's hope that Giannis can be ready for game 2, because he's most likely not playing game 1. And that's why I wish Adam Silver could start the finals at least a day or 2 later than he actually is starting it. And what a world of difference that Jrue Holiday has been from Eric Bledsoe. Games 5 and 6, he scored 25 and 27 respectively. Sometimes he's not aggressive enough, and after Game 5, Charles Barkley did ask him why he's not this aggressive more often, and Jrue Holiday even agreed with him. Well, I guess when Lou Williams has to guard you, go figure, right? Or also when they attack Bogdan Bogdanovic while he's playing through a hurt knee. But he really has made things so much easier for everyone with his playmaking abilities and his ability to attack the pick and roll. And Brook Lopez, yeah, I did mention him that he went crazy in Game 5. Game 6, only 13 points, but Games 5 and 6, 4 blocks and 3 blocks respectively, and actually moved really well in the perimeter. He will have to do this again though. You know, drop coverage won't work against Devin Booker and Chris Paul. He'll also have DeAndre Ayton to worry about, so this will be a tough task for Brook Lopez. Also, how about Bobby Portis' Game 5, scoring 22 points on 9 of 20 from the field, with 8 rebounds, and the list of former Knicks to make it to the finals, it just continues. I won't go through all of them because the list is already so long. And Chris Middleton, without Giannis, has been phenomenal, scoring 26 and 32 points in Games 5 and 6 respectively. He's had his consistency problems, but he showed up when it mattered most, and kids watching at home, watch him use his left hand. How ambidextrous he is really impressive. You know, the Bucks were only 10th in defensive rating during the regular season, and it looked like their philosophy of giving up as many threes as they do was starting to come back to haunt them because teams were starting to make those threes. And They have given up less threes made percentage-wise in the playoffs, but only by 1%. That's still lower than most teams in the playoffs, though. I do still sometimes scratch my head with some of the things Budenholzer does, but I will give him some credit for at least making some adjustments this time around. I expect Chris Middleton and PJ Tucker to have their moments guarding Devin Booker, and I think both of them can make him work. Of course, Devin Booker is going to get his buckets. Just making him work is all you can ask for. And Drew Holiday, he can definitely guard Chris Paul. The Suns are a great defensive team too, though, and have the personnel to defend the Bucks, which I will talk about in a little bit. I really do think that this could come down to Giannis' health, but I'm not a doctor, so I can't say for sure how many games he's actually going to miss. I'm going to guess that he's going to miss game 1, but he'll play game 2 based on what I've been hearing. But again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know this for a fact. And I can also see it coming down to free throws. During the regular season, the Suns were second in free throw percentage, and the Bucks were all the way down to 23rd in the playoffs. The Suns were once again second, and the Bucks were second to last among the 16 teams that made the playoffs. The Clippers were the best free throw shooting team in the regular season, and free throws came back to really cost them in game 4. Much more so than the refs. More often than not, the better free throw shooting teams are the teams that end up prevailing. LeBron-led teams happen to be outliers, other than 2012 when they were actually 7th in free throw percentage during the regular season, and they did beat an OKC team that shot better from them at the free throw line, both in the regular season and the playoffs. And very surprisingly, the 2015 Warriors in the playoffs, they were 9th in free throw percentage during the regular season, but not good at all during the playoffs. So let's just say that free throws could be a determining factor, but they may not. We'll just see. But it's definitely very possible. The Bucks will need Giannis to have any chance, but the Suns do also have the personnel to play that wall defense with DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, and even Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges may only be 209 pounds, but with Crowder and Ayton, I don't think having Bridges as the third piece of that wall should be so bad. And last year we saw Kendrick Nunn joining in on that wall, and Tyler Hero would show on him at times, and for the Raptors, Danny Green would guard Giannis out on the perimeter at times. So who do I think will win? Well, I have a bad track record with predictions. I did predict the Bucks to make it to the finals before the season started, but for the most part, I do get my predictions wrong. So I guess I'm going to lean more towards the Phoenix Suns, but I'm not going to confidently pick them. I definitely see this going to 6 or 7 games. But then again, you probably don't want me picking your team to win, especially when it comes to championships. I had Gonzaga winning the championship game. I had the Lakers repeating going into the season, and I had the Chiefs beating the Bucks in the Super Bowl. So yeah, you probably don't want me to pick your team to win. Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'm glad I was able to make my return. I hope you guys were able to enjoy my comeback to YouTube. Alright, talk to you next time. Peace.